Well, this is Mark, and I'm Erica Fertig, and we have two little girls, Emma and Elsie, and they are 9 and 10. And we came to Westgate in 2014 when we moved to Toledo. We checked out a few different churches, but we ended up here at Westgate.
Eric and I were overseas as missionaries for just about 10 years, and through the time we just had some personal turmoil. We went through some infertility and then long adoption process. We brought two girls home. One of the main reasons we came was because of the Breathe ministry, and Elsie has some special needs that are pretty significant, and so our ability to worship was really constrained by her activity and trying to contain her, I guess. And so Breathe ministry was something that was pretty unique for the area, but then also just we couldn't really imagine doing church anywhere else without the Breathe ministry. And so that was really a big pull for us. So I think when we settled here at Westgate, we were really trying to figure out where's the balance between, really trusting the Lord by faith, but then also just needing a place as a family to just kind of be and not necessarily have to be involved in a whole ton. And so I think when Unfinished really started was, at least for me, around the time when God was calling me to kind of exercise a little bit more ministry within the church. That led into becoming a shepherding elder, and then even just for our family trying to engage more. And so Unfinished really was a bit of a culmination of God calling us, into ministry here in a unique way.
I think I like the word unfinished because it just tells us that we're all in process, that none of us have arrived. It just means that we're all on this journey together of walking with the Lord. Even though we're imperfect, He still wants to use us to impact His kingdom.
The fact that the elders and some of the pastoral staff went out knocking door to door a couple weeks ago on a Saturday morning, I think that speaks more to me about the vision and desire for our church and the excitement that I have for where we're going, probably than anything that's been preached from up front or anything that's been taught in some of our classes, because it was a tangible connection point with the community, and I think it's God's heart. I mean, it's people right down the road. It's a 5-minute walk to a number of different apartment complexes that have significant needs. And they're in our backyard, and I think Jesus is saying, what are we going to do about it? The harvest field is right at your doorstep, and what are we going to do about it? I've trusted you with so much. How are you going to steward that? How are you going to shepherd these resources towards expanding my kingdom and really loving people and caring for people? It's especially during a time when, it's really hard, I think, to love people that you don't know. There's a lot of trust issues in our country right now. There's a lot of animosity. And so how do we love those who seem furthest from us?
I think the pandemic has caused some people to have some real physical needs. And so it's been neat to see Westgate just think about those physical needs and think about how we can step into them. And so I know that they've done quite a few food drives, and people have come to the church, and how can we meet these real tangible needs of the community during this time?
Well, and even like when the elders did go out and knock on doors and just had this community survey and asked, what are the needs of this community? I think that spoke a ton into people's hearts and lives, because people are just really in a needy place. And so I think it's almost unfathomable that someone would be wanting to give and reach out and meet those needs when there's so many needs around us, and that we have our own needs that we would still want to give out of that lack. And so hearing some of the stories that came back from that time of knocking on doors, it was like, people right there in the moment were saying, oh, thank you for coming. Thank you. I didn't know who you were, but I'm really thankful that you stopped and talked to me. And we need some things out here. We need some help with this or that, or send a bus. We'll fill it up with kids and send them to your church, type of thing. But even afterwards, hearing some individuals actually came to church that we knocked on their doors. People had responded because they're seeing even in a time of need that we're trying to meet those needs. And so
the whole church is being called to take steps of faith, and it's not just about finances, it's about all of life and how can we take steps of faith to trust God in deeper ways. And so we're being asked to consider that individually, but then also as a body, what steps of faith is our church going to take? And I've been really encouraged by that.